Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel. Today is day 66 of the 100-day project, and I am going to create this beautiful little flip over pocket that you can put on your journal page. You can just hang it right there, little paper clip, and it is very cute. So I want to show you how to make this. Let's get started. I have some paper and I am going to show you what I have. They're all double-sided. So this one is actually like a misprint, but I am going to use it. I'm not overly excited that it is the same design on both sides, but it'll work for this project. This page is by Shabby Dabby Do That, and it is the Shabby Chic, one of the Shabby Chic kit. This is from Cara Brandon, and it is the it is her, like, she was inspired by Tim Holtz's palette fabric to create these. I don't believe this was part of Cara Brandon, but this definitely is. This is from the Junk Journal Studio, so this is going to go into my journal / planner that I am making. And that is from the Summer's Bounty. And this is again from Shabby Dabby Do That. This is Vintage Documents, or something like that is called. And then I backed it with a page from the Sears and Roebuck catalog that I have. And I thought the pens would look really cool on the back of that. So I thought that was a cool addition. I'm just waiting for the glue to completely dry on that. So the first thing I want to do is find the center of my page. So how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to fold it in half and tweak it right there. Just give it a little pinch right there. So I'm going to fold this to the center, but I'm going to overlap it a little bit. Not a lot, just slightly. And then fold it all the way down the length. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So kind of like when you're creating a coin envelope. So we just overlap it just a little bit again. There we go. I'm going to do that for all 4 of these. So this is supposed to be 3 in 30, but I am making 4 this time, I think. I may still change my mind on that. And again, I'm not overly excited about this paper, so we'll have to wait and see how this will turn out. I was just thinking whether or not I wanted to have the Sears catalog on the inside or on the outside, but I don't believe it matters an awful lot. With all the folding that we're doing, it will still, you will still be able to see bits and pieces of it. There we go. So now I'm going to fold this into 3 pieces. So I'm going to fold it up to about so it'll be in thirds. Fold this up as well. And none of this paper is the same size, so I can't even give you dimensions because every single one of them is different. I'm just eyeballing what I'm doing here. I really like this one. It'll be a little tougher to fold because there's a few extra layers here. All right. Okay, so now we're going to fold the top part over, and we're not going to fold it like completely to that edge. Just leave a little bit extra. Here we go. So you can see right here, that's how much extra I've left. About 1/4 of an inch. It'll probably be a little bit less for these because they're not as thick to fold as what that one is. Yeah, I have like 1/8 of an inch here. And this one. Okay, so I'm going to open this up and fold about 1 inch of the way in on the bottom end. There we go. So about 1 inch of the way. There. And another one right there. And this one, this is such a tough one. It's never smart when you're putting 2 pieces of paper together. You know it's going to be a lot tighter to use. So that piece that we just folded over, that 1 inch piece, we're going to cut it off, and I'm going to use my paper trimmer to cut it. That's 1. Two. 3. And 4. And I'm saving the pieces because I will use them for the rest of the project. So we're going to grab our scissors and all the folds on these sides, we're going to cut into that all the way to the fold line right there. I thought this would be a very cute little project for a 3 and 30, and then I decided that I was going to make 4 of them. So it's a 4 and 30. Did you see yesterday's video where I am using all the vintage newspapers for from 1939 to make masterboards? Or not masterboards, I'm actually going to use it to create junk journal covers. And I'm also in the process of scanning in the pages and trying to figure out how to turn that into a digital kit so I can share it with you guys. Everywhere where this is now folding up, that is the inside of the pocket. So I'm going to fold it over and fold these to the outside, just the middle ones. Fold them to the outside. And I'm just making sure that it is a nice crisp fold. And I'll do that for all 4 of them. And this is how we get to see the Sears and Roebuck catalog, because ta-da, there she is. And definitely want to make sure you can see the pen points. So now I'm going to open them up and fold this over so that it is just not touching the fold line. Right there and right there. And I'm going to put a little glue in there to keep it stuck. I'm just using glue stick. I use Aleene's industrial strength glue stick. I love that one. It works for me. And that's also what I used to glue down the Sears and Roebuck catalog to the vintage documents page right here. So it's not complicated. It's a little bit of work, but it's a very easy project to make and a lot of fun to make too. And it's a little bit of a mass make. Oops. Let's fold that a little bit nicer. There we go. this in, fold that in. So there's just steps. And if you do each step for each of the papers, it doesn't get complicated. You're just following the steps. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to fold this up, and I'm going to create another triangle pocket here. So I'm going to fold these down to the same way as I did the other ones. And I'm going to use a little glue to glue them down. And I'm going to do that with all of them. Fold it up, fold these over, and you can see how you're seeing the two different designs of the paper coming through. It's a little bit harder to see with the shabby chic one because it is the same design on both sides. But for example, this one will be very visible. Go this way. And this way. Glue it down. Glue it down. There. And this one, same. Oh, whoops. Let's turn it over. Fold it up. Fold it over. Make sure that it is not completely on the line, because if you fold it all the way over to the line, then you won't be able to fold it as neatly in. You won't be able to fold it in as neatly. Every time I listen to my videos, I kind of have to laugh at how I'm speaking. It's just terrible, terrible. Okay, so now for the top part, I am going to flip this back over, fold the top part down, and then fold these down to the center again. And glue it down. Flip it over, fold it down. And fold these to the lines. Glue it down. And glue it down. And again, flip it over, fold it down, fold it in, fold it in, and glue them down. Once more, just for good measure, so that we don't forget. Fold it down, fold it in, fold it in. 1, 2, glue them down. So before we start gluing it down, we need to ink around the edges. So I'm just going to quickly ink. It's not as easy because it is on both sides, of course. I think I got it. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. So this we're going to fold in, turn it over. These we're going to fold in, and these we're going to fold in. No. This is going to be folded in, this is going to be folded in, this is going to be folded in, and then we're going to fold it like that. So that's what it should look like. Okay, I'm just going to ink all the other ones off camera. All right, I've inked pretty much around everywhere. I just didn't do the inside pieces right here. So what we're going to do next is make a pocket right there with our leftover paper. So we're going to cut just inside those fold lines on both sides, and do that for all four. Oh, inside the fold line, not outside the fold line. There. There we go. Those can go to the side. So then I'm going to put it like this on here. I can do it like that as well. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. It lines up fairly well. I'll ink around it quickly. There. And then we're just going to take a little glue. I'm still not sure. Don't want to go, I'll go like this. Take a little bit of glue right on the edges, just like normal when you're making a pocket. There we go. And we'll do that for all four of them. So I think this one I do want to use this side, because I just don't think that would be as lovely as that would be. Oh, I cut on the wrong side of the fold line there. And straight would be lovely. There we go. Quick bit of ink. Bead of glue on the bottom and the sides. And we're just going to glue it right on there. Make sure it all lines up neatly. And we have this one. Trying to see which side I want to use, because these are very similar. Just put a little bit of glue on the sides and the bottom. Right there. And one more. definitely want to use this side. This is going to go like that. So I think I want to put it like this. Yes, I am talking to myself. The problem comes when I start answering myself too and asking myself to repeat the question. That would be absolutely terrible. Both sides. And that will be, yes, that will be the bottom. Ooh. And take a little bit off of that side. Here we go. Probably a little bit off of this side as well. Okay, so now we're going to glue these flaps down. I want to have this way at the top. And I'm making sure that it's all nicely lined up. So this one is going to go on the bottom. So I'm only gluing at the bottom of this flap. If you glue it anywhere else, you're going to glue it shut. So you're just going to glue right here on the bottom. And then this side, we're going to glue right on the edge, right here, and over to the bottom, and then close it up. There we go, and I will put a little ink on the bottom of this now. Let's do that for all of these. So only on the bottom. And then the side and the bottom for the one that goes over top. This one doesn't overly matter. I think I want the little flowers at the top. So I'm just going to glue this one. I'm just going to take that off. Just glue right along the bottom. Fold it over. Make it all line up nicely. And then here we're going to fold or glue along the side and the bottom. And then we're folding it in. Whoops. There we go. And the same for this one. I want this one at the top. So I'm going to just glue along the bottom on the bottom flap. Make sure it lines up nicely on the bottom. There. And then this one we're going to glue along the side and the bottom. And make sure that it is all lined up neatly. There we go. So now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do the same thing over here. I want this to be showing, so I'm going to put a little glue on this one because this will be the bottom flap. And fold it right over. Make sure everything lines up nicely. And then the same on this side. We're just going to glue this down. There's not a lot where it needs to overlap, so I'm just gluing the bottoms down on this side, on this one. And we'll do the same for all the other ones. And this one does have a little bit of an overlap, so I will glue that down. Make sure everything lines up neatly. My finger was stuck to it, so then it opened right back up. There we go. Turn it over. This one also has a little bit of an overhang on this side, so this is going to be the bottom. Make it line up. Just on that overlap right there. Line it all up neatly. Turn it over. I'm wondering why that first one didn't have much of an overlap. And this is upside down anyway, so I don't really care. Well, I do. I think I want this side. So this is going to be the bottom. And then this little flap and the rest. Line it all up nicely. Now we're going to flip it over and do the same thing with the top one. So I think I want this side on the top. So I'm going to do the exact same thing again, just on the bottom and on the side here and along the bottom. And close it up, make it line up nicely there. And go that side on the top. And then there and there. And close this up. Doesn't really matter on this one. I do want to make sure that it's all lined up neatly. There we go. One more. I don't know. I think I want the E and the F on the top. Make it line up nicely. There. Make this line up nicely. Okay, I think I want to round the corners on a couple of these, just because I think it'll look a little nicer. And I'm just going to use the smallest one. I like the smallest one for these kinds of projects. It's just, it is rounded, but it's not over the top rounded. Here we go. Ink around it, ink around it. And then look how pretty that is. So you can put this over your page like this. So you have a pocket right here. You have a pocket right here. Let me find something that we can put in there. So there's a pocket right there. There's a pocket right there. You can flip it over. There's a pocket right here, and there's a pocket right here. So it's a really nifty little thing. You can put it over top of a page. Just take a paper clip, hang it over your page. So I have just a sheet of coffee dyed paper here. So you just hang it on there with a paper clip. Ta-da! It's such an easy, simple project. And of course you can decorate it more, but it's not really necessary. You can put a little Velcro dot in there, or you can even yeah, because when you're flipping it like so, I think you can turn this into a pocket as well. I am going to do that. I think I am going to glue these edges down and turn this into a pocket. There we go. So now we have a pocket, and you can flip this whichever way you prefer. There we go. It is very cute. Okay, I'll finish the other ones right here, and I will turn all of these bottom ones into pockets. Because no matter what, if we flip it like that, to have these two pockets, this one is going to be at the bottom, and if we flip it this way, this is going to be at the bottom. So I am going to round the corners. And there as well. And if you notice, I didn't set a timer today because I wasn't that smart. So hopefully this was 30 minutes. And otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this project. I'm just going to finish this while I have you here. And I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to my channel so you can see what else I am up to in this 100-day project. I am getting to, we're getting to the last quarter of the project. I'm very excited that we are reaching that point, and I want to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel. It's very cool because that means that you are enjoying my videos, and it gives me some encouragement to keep going with this. There are of course some projects that aren't as exciting to watch as other ones. I hope this is one that you will enjoy. I have kind of learned this one from Margaret from Seven Plaza. She made this one in one of her videos, and I just thought it was so cute that I had to try it as well and turn it into a bit of a mass make. I am not going to decorate it, however. I'm going to leave it like this. I'm not overly excited always about decorating everything because I'm not necessarily putting it straight into a journal. So this is just mass makes, and if I knew that it was going to go into a specific journal, that would be one thing. But because I am not sure which journal it's going to go into, this one of course I do know, but the rest I don't know. They're just, I've just made them to put them in my stash. There we go. Just one more. So that's this one. And oh, it's around the corners. Oh, this is going to be tight. This is super thick. Yeah, I need to make it a little bigger. There we go. On this one, because it's thicker paper, of course, because I have glued the Sears and Roebuck catalog page onto the digital kit page, and I use 30-pound paper, 32-pound paper for my digitals. So yeah, that makes it really heavy, a heavy pocket. I'm just going to close this up. There. And of course you can decorate this however you want. You can add labels to it, you can add lace to it, whatever you want to do. The sky is the limit really on these kinds of projects. I love all the different papers that you can see, and yeah, it is just the cutest. It's not wanting to stay on this side. I did put glue there, but it just probably just not enough. There we go. Pinch it down. And because it's vintage paper, it's not that easy to glue. It never likes to be glued down. So I have 4 very cute little pockets. I think I like, on this one, I think I like it better this way because I did pay attention to the direction on these 2 pockets, whereas this one is upside down. So I'll just put it like that. I need to ink a little bit more right there, and right there, and probably at the bottom, right there, and these sides. Gotta have it all inked up. So I want to thank Margaret from Seven Plaza for this project. I know she mentioned that she had seen it somewhere else as well. So, you know, it is a popular project. If you've done this before, let me know. And if you haven't, and I hope you are going to use this because it is very cute. Thank you so much for watching my video, and we'll see you again the next time.